You know you want to get to reading groups this year in your 3rd, 4th, or 5th grade classroom, but you're not exactly sure how to do it. Should it be literacy center? Should you just be doing a whole group lesson? What does a small group lesson look like? Well, in today's video, I'm going to break down for you why using the Daily 5 in your upper elementary classroom is not only going to help you get to all the things that you need to get to in your ELA block, but you're also going to have engaging, enriching conversations during your small group time. Hey teacher friend, welcome back to my channel. I'm Molly and I'm a 5th grade teacher, but I've also taught in the primary grades, and I am going to dive right in today about Daily 5 and what it looks like so you can conceptualize using it for the upcoming school year. No matter what time of year you're watching it, you can launch Daily 5 and get control of your literacy block. Like I mentioned before, I've taught kindergarten and 1st grade, and I'm headed into my 4th year now in 5th grade, and I introduce Daily 5 every single year. No matter what the curriculum is that my school district has, I'm following that, but I'm using Daily 5 as the structure to my literacy block, the framework, if you will, to get to all of my reading groups so I can have that small group time that I find to be the most precious time during ELA. I have to give credit to the Daily 5 book. I am not the inventor of it. I use the Daily 5 book as a teacher Bible, if you will. I've had the same copy my whole 12-year career, and I just keep the notes inside of it and look at it every single year to kind of refresh my memory. So I want to give them credit first for this video. Over time, I've tweaked how I've used the original Daily 5, and so that's where I started talking on social media, TikTok, Instagram, here on YouTube, about the things that I was doing differently in my classroom using the Daily 5 method and what I changed about it. And before I knew it, it really blew up over time with especially TikTok and teachers asking amazing questions. And that evolved over time to me having a workshop even where I help teachers every summer setting up the Daily 5. So I know these methods work because I try them out in my own classroom every single year. And then you come back and tell me after the workshop or a YouTube video that you watched, something that you tried and loved as well. So I hope that you gain some clarity on what you want to implement for your school year, and just know that Daily 5 is customizable. So what I'm telling you today doesn't mean you have to do it exactly the same way. You get to be in charge of that. So I'm going to go through the 5 Daily 5 stations and just kind of a summary of what that looks like and how to introduce it so that you have the framework for getting started. Daily 5 inside of the book will tell you to start with Read to Self, and I wholeheartedly agree with that. You're going to build reading stamina with your class. And I know if you're 3rd, 4th, or 5th grade, you might assume that your students have this, but especially if we're coming back over summer break, you're going to want to rebuild that and even use a stamina building chart. I use this every single year, no matter primary grade or now upper elementary. It's really motivating for students. You can print it on poster paper and make it big for the whole class. You can print individual-sized ones as well and have your class chart it along with you and set goals along the way. So we talk a lot about what building stamina looks like, modeling explicitly. Daily 5 is great about that. So good teachers model. One of my favorite college professors always said that. And now that I've taught for a long time, I completely agree. So you're going to show exactly what that looks like to them and then have them practice. Remember, if somebody talks or makes a sound, then we stop building stamina. We address the issue. We don't call the student out, but we say something like, oh darn, somebody made a sound. I guess we need to start over. But then you flip it to a positive and say, what goal can we make it to next time? This time we made it to 5 minutes. I bet we can make it to 7. So you're just really pumping them up and using that stamina building chart along the way. After Read to Self, I love to introduce Work on Writing because I feel that it really aligns well with Read to Self. It's very similar, but it's just the writing component of it. And if you've seen any of my other videos, you know that Work on Writing during Daily 5 is a creative writing time. It is not writing instruction. So within your ELA block, you probably have a separate writing component, and that's not what Daily 5 is teaching kids how to write. It's creative writing. I could be completely wrong on this, but that's been my estimation of the whole entire program, is that you are indulging kids in that time to have a writer's journal where they can write something creative. And what I like to do, especially with my 5th graders, is have a writing prompt every day for them. I offer 3. 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade, you can do the same thing. You offer 3 of them, you put them on the smartboard. or Clear Touch, whatever you use. You can give them writing prompts on the paper that is provided with the ones that I use, or you can have a writer's journal. Anything that I show you in my Daily 5 videos that I'm personally using and created is available in the description box below, so you can click the link and head over to my TPT store. I have writing prompts for every day of the entire year, even summer if you're teaching summer school. So check those out. If that's something that kind of gives you a headache of figuring out what your students can write about, then you can use those writing prompts as well. That being said, you're building the stamina again to the 15-minute mark. You're using a writing stamina chart as well. I have all of that. I use it again and again, year after year, just print it on the poster maker and go with it. So you want your students to be able to write the whole time. They're very capable of this with proper modeling, explicitly showing them what you expect. Next, I like to introduce Listen to Reading. This is a fan favorite, especially for upper elementary kids. You do need some kind of one-to-one device, whether it's an iPad or a Chromebook. And this one, you really have to be explicit on what you expect on the websites that they can go to or the apps they can use. I have videos for everything that I'm talking about today, every individual station of Daily 5. I have a separate YouTube video. So Read to Self, Work on Writing, and now Listen to Reading. If you are kind of stressed about Listen to Reading and you don't know how you would monitor that, I recommend going to watch that video because I talk about Apple Classroom and how I hold kids accountable during that time and the apps that I like to use and what kids are doing then. You're building stamina. This one won't be as hard to do because they like the technology piece of it. I'm not a big tech in the classroom person. I like it for useful purposes and writing and researching, but I'm not like a hand the iPad to kids to babysit them kind of person. So they do love Listen to Reading if you are a similar teacher to me where they don't get a lot of that time because it's a time they actually get to listen to a story. So Listen to Reading is the third one that I introduce. Next, you're going to do word work. This one tends to stress teachers out, especially if you don't have something in your curriculum for word work. So I do, again, have a YouTube video on that. Check it out. I also have different resources that I've kind of changed and tweaked over the years for my own classroom. The curriculum that I currently use has a whole word study section. So know that those two words can be used interchangeably, word study, word work. When you're just introducing it, you want to give them something they already know how to do and they're not learning a new skill. I mean, you know that anyways when you're scaffolding something that they don't know yet, something that they can rely on their prior knowledge. So maybe something back from a previous grade and figuring out what's going to be easy for them to kind of learn the routine and not stress about learning something new plus a routine. Build stamina for 15 minutes, of course, use a stamina building chart. And this is held accountable also later once they get new assignments because they're going to have to turn it in. It's not just busy work. Next is Read to Someone. I do have a YouTube video on this as well. I'm not the biggest fan of Read to Someone, especially in the upper grades when kids are reading more independently. I don't think they need this one, but you might really like it, and I want to encourage you to introduce that to them. You would make the T-chart for them to show them what the expectations are and build stamina as well. This one is the only one where kids are talking, but they're reading. They're sitting a certain way. They have a whisper voice. There's a lot that goes into it. So if it's something that you want to do as one of your choices, by all means, go for it. Last but not least, my favorite, the whole reason I love Daily 5 is book club. You might call it reading group, small group. It all means the same thing. It's whenever you're pulling kids back to your table, whether they need an extra skill to work on, a standard that you need to reteach, a book that you're actually reading together, or something from the whole group lesson that you want to touch back up on. You make your groups and the kids are trained on how to come to group. When you're first introducing this one, they know how to do all the other stations first, and then it's practice for that first week of what materials do I need to bring? What does it look like? What are the expectations? So that when you do dive into the actual learning during book club, then they're ready to go. I hope you found this video helpful and you don't feel overwhelmed, but energized to start the Daily 5 this coming school year. And if you'd like the extra insider knowledge and how to do all of these things a little bit more in depth than we could ever do here on YouTube, sign up for my Daily 5 workshop coming up on July 17th. I'll leave the link in the description box below. There's a live Q&A after I'm done teaching all of the things. I share behind the scenes stuff from my classroom that I don't often get to share here, and the wait list is really full, so make sure you save your seat right now, again, by clicking the link below, and share this video with a friend who's been wanting to start reading centers, literacy centers, Daily 5, whatever you want to call them, send it to them so that they can have a foundation laid for the school year ahead. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.